So we have went through, and we've been eating. This dragon has had great meals. Drew has joined us at this meal.
What Drew? Oh shit! He's been meals over here.
No, not that Drew. That Drew's not. That form is not well liked here.
Really?
So the mind flayer Drew is much more affable and fun and carefree,
chaotic.
So it's like he's very, very helpful, and it's like he's considered one of the smartest beings in around. So Ozod sits around and says, I've got another guest that has been waiting a long time for you to come visit, Vaden. So, and Vaden's like, is it the Protector? And he says, he is. It's like, you have actually came at the right time, and the Protector is off. It's during those cycles where he's not having to protect what you have left here. So Vaden says, well, when will he be here? And he says, he's already here. He's behind you. So if you could move the dragon slightly to the right, that way. So, and again, he goes, Master, it's been so long. So move the Protector up towards the table, towards everybody else. And he goes, how is my companion spirit, the Guardian, doing? It's like, is he still guarding and just tolling away in that old musty house? He goes, yes, he's still taking care of Highborn Manor. It's like, but he says, but guarding and protecting are two different things. It's like, I am more proactive, just like my master. He goes, yes. So he's like, have you been busy protecting, Protector? He says, like, every day that I'm supposed to in my cycles, I always protect. And he said, have you actually protected it against anyone? He said, no, Master. No one knows it's there, and they've yet to find it. So, but if they do, I will make sure to protect it. But I'm there protecting the secret and all this time. And he goes, thanks. I appreciate your work and your effort. He said, well, it only appears during the cycles like you set up. It's always out of time sync and phase. He says, I know. It's like that way you have a chance to relax in downtime, so you're just not just locked away in a stuffy house. I could not create a place like my brother did in the Guardian. That was a space, since this always has to be on the move through time. It says it's constantly going through the outer realms, never knowing where it is, until it's back to here. He says, and once it's here, I will guard it with my life, Master. He says, I appreciate that. So he says, down to business. It's like, now that we are fed and rested, I need to go see my brother Kronos. Or, no, it wasn't brother. What did I say, brother? Half brother. Yeah, it was half brother. So I need to go see my half brother Kronos. So, and again, he's in the monastery. No, what's it, monastery? No, it's mausoleum. Yeah, the mausoleum. Because of Chronophysis. Yeah, it's a mausoleum. So it's basically a great city from the age of dragons that have fallen on ruin. Hundreds of hourglasses in vast caverns beneath the city resides Chronopyrus. No one goes and hangs out with Chronopyrus, but Kronos is my half brother, and my half brother stands watch on the outer rings of Chronopolis. Chronopolis, the ancient time dragon, the oldest of us all, and many believe that he is the start of us, or our patron, prefers to be left alone and hardly ever leaves his sanctum. If he does, well, bad for them, but it's also bad for the rest of us time dragons that he has been disturbed. So we must go to Chronopolis and not bother him in his mausoleum, and we must see my half brother. So there are great things that my half brother needs to be aware of, because the time has come. Because his great prophecy, which I guess it's a prophecy, considering if you can go forward in time and actually see it, it's not really a prophecy. It's more like waiting. Has come to pass. The protector says, "Do you need me to protect you?" He goes, "No, no. Stay here. Wait for what you're supposed to be protecting to come back into this realm." He says, "It was good to see you. Hopefully, I can see you sooner than later." He says, "I don't know why that you never was able to commission a portal, back to where you're staying for me to come." He says, Vaden says, if it's important, I will come to you. So he says, portals going both ways, again, can raise the ire of the Lady of Pain. We do not want the Lady of Pain to realize that Thetadolyon hardly exists other than just through a select portal here and there. The less portals to our world, the better. Because that means that it's less that she will influence, and the less that can be influxed from our world and to our world. So the Guardian agrees, the Protector agrees, but I don't think he really understands. So he ventures off. So Azad comes up and he says, "So has my equivalent in this world finally started doing what he planned to do all those years ago?" So, and Vaden's like, he's attempting to do it. He says, "But per the laws of the realm, I'm not really allowed to speak and influence of what's in the material plane here and try to direct anything." So this Azad said, he says, "As you know, I'm the Azad that came about because the heritage that I would have been from the world if Azad would have been left from where he was supposed to be from originally, and your world wasn't created. Many of us have found our ways here because the tear that what it should have been when it went future. When those liches made your world, it's like this whole multiverse and timeline was displaced. So, and a lot of us are here instead of where we should have been because our worlds did not happen correctly because we broke off into a place that's not really part of the multiverse as it should." But he says, "I understand that we are unnatural and that we are outside of the flow of time and space as it should, and we're more of a speed bump and reverse course and go around us. But luckily, those that are here have sided with trying to make sure Thetadolyon continues to exist instead of irk the others into making sure that we are no longer one with the multiverse." So Omni steps up and goes, "I've read much on the multiverse, even though I haven't really went anywhere. But Mom and Dad tell me that if I'd get out of the library too, that would be great." At this point, do you want to have any insight on the Mom and Dad statement?
You got nothing.
10. So the book has no Mom and Dad. That's just the only thing. So, but you are slightly curious, but like what he means. Azad's like, it's like, it's such a shame that your parents are so gifted and able to do such amazing things, and all you do is sit there and have paper cuts from turning pages every day. He says, you could have learned a thing or two from this one's Omni. It's like maybe I should have learned a thing or two and from his Azad, and kicked you out and ventured into the world. He goes, Aiden, it's like, how is your Azad's apprentice faring in the world? You know, last I heard, like, you had made contact with him. Thaden's like, your apprentices aren't that different. So yeah, like both of them should have something that, like he should have a book. He should have a spell book. My Omni should have a body. Anyway, have a caster. So anyway, he said, so my brother, like, it's like, when will he be available in time? He says, Azad says, well, you know. And at this point, Drew's like, I spoke to him a week ago. He should be back from his travels, hopefully in the morning, in the morrow. It's like, do you want to stay here, or do you want to wait for him at the mausoleum? So what? How, do you try to influence Faden?
No, I was just rolling because I figured you'd do it.
Oh, I was just wondering, like, if you twitch or do whatever on the if you're trying to. What was the number you rolled? 16. The dragon's afraid if he stays overnight, Omni might mess with the book. He knows how determined Omni is. This Omni is, and he doesn't really want to risk. He also is afraid that the book might, hurt this Omni, for messing with his pages. So Drew's like, I can help set up the portal and wait with you if you wish, but we still need Omni to open up the portal. So Aiden's like, Omni, it's like, with permission from your master, will you open the portal and send us to Chronopolis' mausoleum, and send us to under the city, but as far away from Chronopolis as possible, please. It gives me creeps. Omni looks over to Azad, and Azad's like, boy, it's what you were born for. So with great glee, he comes up and goes, if I do this, I want to read that book. And so he goes, I'll let you decide when we're back, but books are funny things. They sometimes have a life of their own, and sometimes pages don't want to open unless they wish to open. He says, oh, you mean like the books with the locks on them? He says, don't worry, I have ways to get past those locks. So I have a friend who's a rogue, and he gave me this magical lockpick. Believe me, I can get into anything. Just give me enough time, or something sharp enough, and I will read. He said, do you have trouble? Is there a lock? He said, we can take care of that. So Faden's is like, I was like, he looks over to Azad. He said, there aren't any other Omnis in Sigil, is there? He's like, Omni's like, no, or I'd kill them all. So All right. So Drew gets over too. He says, we're going to go. He said, we'll go to the portal. I'll make sure to let my contacts there know. He says, Omni, if you please. So Omni then touches his chest and draws like a circle, like an O, and then does some other motions and stuff like that to open up a port key, and out from him drives a bright light. It's almost like a flashlight shining against the invisible wall. He says, if you step through, please. It's like, he goes, see, I don't need a spell book. So Vaden's like, we'll see you soon, Omni. And he steps through and fades away. Drew's like, it's like, I'll be back, Father. And also goes through the portal. The portal closes on me. He's like, oh, that book's mine. he's like, I got that scroll of copying that you did. It's like, don't worry. It's like I'm gonna have a copy of that book. Azad just sort of grins, and he says, be careful what you wish for, young one. Awful things have happened to those that try too hard. He said, nah. He says, and Azad, as he's leaving, he says, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Their young apprentice. Whatever. So, and he pulls out a book, like a little bitty book, and opens it up and starts reading as he goes down the hallway to his study. So.
Nerd.
Yeah.